What's going on, guys? It's JSGC here, and we're here for the preview for the Feyenoord Champions League match at the Etihad Stadium on Tuesday night. Now, Man City have already sealed their qualification to the last 16 at the Champions League. Feyenoord can no longer qualify for the last 16 of the Champions League, but they can still qualify for the Europa League as long as they pick up the right results, and also hope that Napoli slip up along the way. So that Feyenoord did win the Eredivisie last season. They're a quality side with some good players, Jorgensen, Brad Jones, for example, and they've got a couple of other good players as well sitting in the midfield and the defence. So the game isn't going to be a straightforward game for City, so we need to be, like Pep Guardiola's already come out and said, you know, he demands that the team play well and win, so, you know, we need to be careful in this game and not underestimate Feyenoord by any means necessary. So I'm hoping that Man City will finish first in the group. So we do need to win this game and hope that Shakhtar slip up. And if they do slip up in Naples, which Napoli need a result to, I think they need to win actually, to stand any hope of them going into the last 16, then, you know, a City win here will see us finish first with a game to spare, which obviously eases our fixture congestion of what we've got throughout all of December, because December's a busy period. So we'll start up with Feyenoord. I've already mentioned Jorgensen is their best player. He's been linked with Wolves for some reason. Now, don't underestimate Wolves. Wolves are a class side that are probably going to be in the Premier League next season. They've already bought players from FC Porto, etc. So, again, the transfer wouldn't surprise me, and he's getting linked with them. He's a good striker. I'm not sure if he played in the first leg. I seem to remember that they had a couple of key players missing there. I think he might have been one of them. And the City ended up winning 4-0, if I remember rightly. They ended up winning 4-0, and it was all rather straightforward. Now, we attacked them from the off, so I'm hoping that we're going to do the same at the Etihad. Try and get a couple of quick goals. We've tried to do that in the Champions League in all but the game against Napoli in Naples. So I'm hoping that we can launch some kind of assault. Now, we were looking against Shakhtar at home, where we tried to break them down, but we couldn't. It took us quite a while to get going. This might be another one of them nights. You know, but if we can win the game, then I'm happy. I'm going to go for a solid 2-0 Man City win, because Pep Guardiola has come out and said that he's going to change up the side. There's going to be players that didn't play against Leicester who will be playing in this game, as we need in the rotation, because he's starting to think about injuries. Obviously, John Stones just got injured and he's out for 6 weeks, so he won't be playing. So that's a big blow to City. But we do have Otamendi back. So I'm going to pop up my team prediction now. And I'm going to talk you through why I picked them. So first up, I'm going to put Edison in goal. I know Pep Guardiola said he's going to change it up, but I don't think Bravo is going to play. I do think Edison will play. And then it's all a bit tricky in the at the back, so I'm wondering what Guardiola might do here. He's hinted that he's going to change things up. Is he going to change a formation up? It is certainly possible, and I think that he might. So I'm going to go with, if he is going to change it up, I'm going to go with 3 at the back, so that's 3 centre-backs. And I think that Danilo's already been promised to play, so Danilo will probably be in that centre-back partnership along with Otamendi. We might well see Mangala in there too, so that's probably what I'm going to go for. Other than that, maybe have Fernandinho slip in there. Vincent Kompany certainly, I'm almost certain, probably won't play in this game. We don't need him to play in this game, so I wouldn't play him. So I'd probably go with that if I'm, if I was going for it for City. And then wing backs. Oh, it's difficult for this one. So we could have Kyle Walker again. Pep Guardiola said he's going to change it round, so I don't think Kyle Walker will play. I think we might go back to the system that we saw earlier in the season, where we ended up seeing Leroy Sané playing at left wing back. Or we could see Raheem Sterling slotting in at right wing back. I think that we might see Fabian Delph probably play at the left wing back position, and possibly Raheem Sterling at the right wing back position. Something like that might well be happening here. So that's the back 5 or back 3, however you want to see the formation go. And then obviously we're going to look at the midfielders now. So obviously Kevin De Bruyne and David Silva, you're thinking are obvious choices that are probably going to get a rest. So we'd be thinking Fernandinho is probably going to get a rest too. So we're probably looking at a midfield that's going to have Ilkay Gundogan in it. It's going to have probably Yaya Toure in it too, and probably Bernardo Silva too. Now, we're just missing one guy. We could have David Silva, we could have Kevin De Bruyne, we could have even Phil Foden. We could see Phil Foden, and this wouldn't surprise me at all. But I reckon that we're probably going to slot in and probably end up playing probably Gabriel Jesus sitting in front of the midfielders, and then Sergio Aguero ahead of him, like a 2 up top type formation. So it's like a 5-3-2-ish type formation, or it could turn into a 5-4-1 type formation like that. I think that's somewhat close to what we'll probably end up with, because we haven't got a lot of choices. I mean, Adara Bioyo could play. I've not seen a lot of him. Brahim Diaz could play. Phil Foden could play too, which again would be nice to see. So we could see Phil Foden ahead of Gabriel Jesus, which would make perfect sense because he can play in the attacking midfield and sit in front of the midfield. I don't know, but with a home side, and I'm hoping that we can win, so we need a lot of attacking threat there. I do hope, though, that we do see Raheem Sterling, we see Leroy Sané possibly, and maybe a couple of the first teamers. Obviously, I want to see what Bernardo Silva can do, and it'd be nice to get a couple of early goals. I think that'd really settle us in. I don't think the team's going to be the strongest. It's going to be like similar to the Wolves game with the League Cup game there. Feyenoord are probably going to sit back and try and be as defensive as possible about this and try and hit Man City on the counter attack. So they're going to be relying on Jorgensen, obviously, to try and score goals and try and get them into a position where they could try and win the game, because obviously they need to pick up points if they want to get into the Europa League, which, they might like the Europa League. I'm personally not a fan of the Europa League, but that's just because the Premier League's so busy that we don't need to be concentrating on the Europa League. But Feyenoord may well want it. So we'll have to see what happens in terms of that game. But if City underestimate Feyenoord, then we might well be coming out with a negative result. And the negative result in this match means that we could well be needing a win in Shakhtar in a couple of weeks' time to try and finish in that illustrious first position, to try and avoid playing teams that are finishing top of their group. So primarily Barcelona want to be avoided. It looks like Real Madrid aren't going to finish top. Bayern Munich, a bit iffy with PSG, so it doesn't really matter if you either one of them, because they're both class sides. We're not going to be able to, we're going to go in the same draw to draw one of them too. So, it's obviously a bonus to finish first and try and miss out on playing Barcelona, because in my opinion, they're probably the best team in Europe right now, so we want to avoid them and maybe, stand ourselves in better stead of having a slightly easier draw than what you could get in the last 16. But we'll have to see and wait till the draw's out in, I think it's 4 weeks' time or whatever it is. So I'll see you for the next match, which is, I'll have a look here, Huddersfield, there we go. So Huddersfield on Sunday. I'm away for that, so we won't have a review, but we will have a preview for that match, and we'll have a review, of course, for this match. So we'll see you then. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, whatever you wish, your team predictions, etc, etc. And check out my social media in the description below, and I'll be keeping you up to date with all the things that are happening in my world. So have a nice day and enjoy the game. From JSGC, peace. Ciao for now.